Hi, bitch besties. It's your main bitch, Melly. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to another episode of the Judgy Bitch Pod. Hello, bitch besties. Welcome to a new episode. I'm so excited for this one because my favorite is back. Here's Molly.
Hi! Oh my gosh. I'm so glad to be back.
I'm so glad to do this with you today because my brain is not really working. It's Friday. I had a late night last night and I have difficulties speaking. So I'm so glad it's you.
Yeah, well, don't even worry. This is just us hanging out. So,
I love it. But I do want to be a little professional bitch over here. So I have a little tiny intro for you. Listen to this. Apparently, we're moving from snake energy into fire horse energy. And it might explain why people suddenly want to change their entire lives. And guess who's back and can explain it all? My Molly.
it's so true. And I know this won't be airing today, but we're recording this on the spring equinox. So it is like we are in full fire horse energy. Is like could not be a better day to be talking to each other.
Amazing. I love it. And my throat chakra is also ready to go. My brain chakra, not so much.
That tracks. That's actually very aligned.
Love it. But for listeners who missed your last appearance, can you remind everyone what you do and how you work with astrology and energetic cycles?
Yes, of course. So I'm Molly Sharp. I run Workforce Energetics, and I really use astrology as a precision timing tool. It helps me to kind of identify energetic cycles, and it also acts as a mirror. It's really about personal development and really understanding all of the various pieces of your birth chart that make you who you are. And you can apply a birth chart to anything, including an organization. So I don't often talk about astrology with my clients, but I do view organizations in a way as energetic beings, not going as far as to say that I apply personhood to organizations. Is obviously very dangerous. But when we look at our chakras and we look at astrology or a birth chart moment, we can really see some of the features and personality traits that might come up. And it just really helps you to be prepared. It's like a weather report for anything.
That's amazing. And you mentioned today is what day?
It
The
is the
spring?
spring equinox.
What does that mean?
So basically, it is the point in between the solstices. So the shortest day of the year where you get the least amount of sun, and the longest day of the year where you get the longest amount of sun. This is the day right in between. So this is the perfect like marking point for it is officially springtime. We are only going to be getting more sunshine from here from now until the solstice. And it aligns often with religious events like Easter. So you think about Easter coming up here in a couple weeks. It's a great moment to really think about. Now the light is reemerging. Things are, coming out of the ground. The buds start budding. And I know we were talking a little bit right before we started. We are both feeling this like anxiety and kind of like just frazzledness, which is very much aligned with the vata energy of like just there's kind of like it's like a coil that is compressed. We're just like, there's movement that wants to happen, but it's like still can't quite happen yet. It's like all of those little flowers that are under the ground that I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to like come up, give me sunshine. And
I
so we're
love it.
feeling that.
I love it. They're knocking on the soil. Knock, knock, let me out.
Exactly.
I love it. Would you say that's an energetic shift?
Oh my gosh, completely. So when we look at the last year, it was a snake year, and it was actually the year of the wood snake. So each year in Chinese astrology has an element and an animal associated with it. And so last year was the wood snake. And if you don't know how like the Chinese zodiac works, there's 12 animals that kind of go in a fixed sequence, similar to in a general Vedic astrology where you have 12 signs and it repeats every 12 years. So each sign also gets an element applied to it. So wood, fire, earth, metal, water, and those rotate every 2 years. So that's a 60-year grand cycle. So
Oh, wow.
we think about like the fire horse, that only happens every 60 or so years. So it's a big deal. And we come out of this year of the wood snake. So thinking about, shedding your skin and wood being very like earthy, all of those things that maybe you developed as like a foundation, it was time to like put those things behind you. And now the fire horse is full steam ahead. So the fire horse also really aligns with this spring equinox moment because it's like, okay, we got ready to go. We left everything behind us and now it's time to start going. It's time to like kick off. It's the snake was like the ready and the fire horse is like set go.
Okay. I'm ready. And when you say the snake kind of like, what's the word? Lost his skin and, started something new. Is there lessons that people may have learned during that period of time?
Oh my gosh, yes. I think one thing that especially you might be noticing now is if you didn't quit the job that was holding you back or get out of the relationship that was really torturing you, now you're not really going to have a choice because the fire horse says it's time no matter what. The snake was kind of this transitional moment to shed your old identity and to observe and to like develop a strategy around things. And the fire horse is like, if you didn't do that work, the work's going to be done for you. So get ready.
Amazing. So if you felt stuck last year, the fire horse got you back?
I think so. And, I think that I really started paying a lot more attention to my astrology and to my Chinese zodiac last year. So I'm a control freak. And I come from my birth year was the year of the metal horse, which is
Ooh,
kind of interesting because it's like there's a forward motion associated with a horse and a strength, and metal is very fixed, right? So I think that that's where a lot of my controlling energy comes from. But we're
mm,
year of horse again, but it's the metal horse. So I'm almost thinking of it for me as like the metal is being heated up by this fire. There's
ah,
like it'll be, like a sword that could like slice through anything. So it's a big year. It's a big year for everybody. I really identify with it as a fellow horse.
I love that. So the fire horse makes you fire under your butt and it's time to go.
It's time to go. And I looked up you. So do you know what
Oh,
your Chinese zodiac is?
I think dog?
You are a water dog.
A water. That makes total sense.
It totally does. You got peanut.
Yeah. I mean, I would have taken a bunny too, just because I'm cute. I'm just kidding.
Absolutely. But yeah, thinking about like the water dog energy, dog is that companionship, that really like lively personality, and water tends to be a bit more emotional and fluid and adaptive. And knowing you, I mean, you've moved across the world, you've been through some things, you adapt very easily. I think that one of the other interesting things is that the dog is actually in what's called a fire trine. So I think that this will be a really good year for you too. But I can imagine the fire element really making your water element steamy. So I'll be interested to see what happens.
Ooh,
Mhm.
steamy. We like that. When you said emotional, I'm like, yeah, that tracks. I cry every day. That's funny. Steamy. Okay, I'll keep you posted.
And that may come to light in a bunch of different ways. It could be romance, it could be steam in the way of like anger and combustion and like it's like ready to just totally explode outward. Uh,
Okay.
but people are going to be have learned lessons that now they're really going to start coming to fruition. And if they didn't take the time to observe and learn those lessons, well, now they have no choice.
Okay. I love that. What would you say is the overall vibe of the fire horse? How would you explain that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm actually going to look for this tarot card because it's so perfect. Um but I would say the overall vibe of the fire horse is kind of the that it's the set go of the ready set go. And it's full steam ahead. It is combustion. It is like lighting a fire under your butt. There's just like this growth and energy that is inevitable. There's an inevitability to it.
Mm, I love
I'm
that.
gonna look through my cards, but there is a card that you'll be shocked when you see this. It is the Knight of Wands, and it actually is exactly that. It is a fire horse that is rushing into the next era, into the next phase. And I think we're seeing a lot of it too in America. And oh, here we are. So I'm showing this Knight of Wands, and look at this fire horse right here,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So
Yeah.
wands typically mean like new ideas, like things being kind of given to us, magical elements being given to us. And the Knight of Wands is really saying, I've got this new tool or this new ability or this newfound understanding, and I'm just going to go. I'm just going to push it as far as I can right now, not even knowing
Yeah.
really what it means yet.
Yeah. I mean, America needs much more than that, plus a Barbie Band-Aid. But
Amen.
what would you say this year is more about? Action, movement, or courage?
Oh gosh, that's hard because it's truly like if you could take those 3 words and braid them together, it's all of it. It's about having the courage to just go. It's about taking action and it's about finding movement because again, like
Mhm.
imagine it like this coiled spring. There's this inevitability to that coiled spring that it's just going to eventually pop. And if you don't let it, then it's going to pop in other directions that maybe you don't want it to. So that's where I, as a control freak and as a metal horse, like really find just having your eye on what kind of movement you want, having your eye on the end goal so that you can control where the movement is actually going. So I would say all 3, to be honest.
Hmm. I love that metal horse for you, because when you say metal horse, the picture in my head is a knight in a shining armor, and that's what you are for me. It's so perfect.
Oh my god, that's so I love that. I will always be your knight in shining armor.
Aw, I love that. Do you think people are more restless this year or more motivated?
I mean, I think it's kind of that thing that if you didn't do the work last year to shed the things, you're going to feel restless. You're not going to really know which direction it's going to go. But if you did the work, then you're probably feeling a little bit more motivated. There's such a fine line between those two
Right.
feelings, that restlessness and motivation. And honestly, even if you are motivated, you may feel restless because you're like, but why isn't it just happening? Like, why isn't it just
Right.
happening? Well, trust,
Yeah.
honey, it's going to start happening. But if you are feeling restless, then like doing movement, actually getting out there, being with the sun, embrace that fire of the sun, feeling the energy moving through you, do some like yoga, go for a run, expel that energy when you're feeling restless, whether it's physical or mental or whatever. I think that is a really good way to kind of like help it move through you because we're all feeling it. Like I said, like we said this morning, it's like, "Ugh, I'm just feeling there's like a tension here."
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think this could be the year where a lot of people make bold life choices, changes, choices?
Yeah, I think that it's been definitely happening over the last year as well. Like the year of the snake, I think a lot of people made those big decisions. I know I did
Mhm.
to leave my corporate job of 10 years, or I know
Mhm.
people who got out of relationships, or they made those decisions to leave things behind. Again,
Mhm.
like I think if you didn't make those decisions last year, this year the fire horse will make it for you. So like if you were going to leave your job last year to start something new but you didn't, well, maybe layoffs are coming. You know, it could be just something that you don't have as much control over.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas, like last year, you kind of had a little bit more grounded control of taking those elements and changing your life instead of actually having it just changed for you. It's like the inevitability is coming. So I don't know if it's as much like this year, people going to be making the big decisions as life's just going to happen. But for the people who did make some big decisions, I think it's going to be an incredible year of like forward momentum, of launching, of like, I mean, even imagine picturing a rocket, it's like this
Mhm.
is the the 10-9-8 already happened. Now the ignition is happening and like we're seeing the rocket actually lift off. So less decision making this year, more action and results.
Nice. I like that. And people can really reinvent themselves. Do you think it could feel more chaotic or exciting?
Again, it's kind of like that difference between restlessness versus motivation. I think if it feels chaotic, it's probably because you were resisting the change in the last year or so. If it feels exciting, it's probably because you've been anticipating this and you did the work in your little cocoon chrysalis to say, okay,
Yeah.
I can feel the change that's ahead of me. I need to do the work inside to really get to that point. So it's all about like, did you do the work? Did you do the work on your inner self or on your situation to allow yourself to be opened up by this year of the fire horse? I almost said
I know.
fireworks.
And also tracks.
Yeah.
I love that. I heard from so many of my friends that they're really excited for this year. So I feel like a lot of people just had a shitty last year and they can wait for this year. Is there a specific time or time frame where the energy might be stronger or a better time for a shift than another time?
Honestly, we're in a good place right now because the astrology of February was so bonkers that now we're a little bit more smooth sailing. I mean, we had Saturn enter Aries, I think. There was like all these planets entering these fire signs over the last couple months that we felt it and we saw it. Like, again, America is such a good macrocosm example of seeing these things that were being unveiled and seeing these movements going to war. I mean, all this stuff that was happening, that is also likely happening at the microcosm level of yourself and whether you
Hmm.
notice it or not. So luckily, I think a lot of like the more challenging astrology is behind us. So now I think we're a little bit more smooth sailing. And again, it's like right now, spring equinox, when you're listening to this, spring equinox will probably have like passed a little bit. Mercury has gone direct. There's, of course, like other challenging elements in the astrology, but we're now kind of like, it's like we've done the transition phase. We've lit the ignition. We've like had to work on lighting the fire. And now the fire should be glowing pretty brightly here soon.
Love that. Is there a more impulsive energy to watch out for?
Oh gosh, the impulsiveness. I mean, I think again, Mercury in retrograde has
Oh,
probably given us a lot of that.
when
Um,
is that? Do you know?
Mer- Mer- it should be going direct like today. So we
Oh,
should be finishing up our Mercury retrograde cycle here over these next couple days. Of course, Mercury goes retrograde like 2 or 3 times a year. So it'll come back. But I think that impulsiveness, it's again, it's like, did you prepare? And if you didn't prepare, that impulsiveness is probably going to be one of those things that's propelling you forward without your control, right? Like,
mm.
if you're like, oh, I want to blow up my life, I want to blow up my life, probably because you didn't do it at the time last year when it was a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah. You missed out, bitch bestie. Try
Yeah.
again. If someone really wants to align now with the fire horse energy, what should they really lean into?
Yeah. And I would say look at your own astrology, but really pay attention to the ways in which life is telling you to be visible. It doesn't have to be like going out and posting a million TikTok videos or anything like that. It could just be showing up for your friends. It could just be walking outside of your house in a way that maybe you haven't for a while. But it's about taking any amount of steps forward that will align you a little bit better with this momentum. And if you can start moving, the path is going to reveal itself. So even if you didn't take the time to like really do the work last year, like the moment that you realize you're not on the path is when you're on the path. So I don't mean to
Mm.
scare people necessarily if they were like hiding under a rock last year and weren't prepared for the change. It's just that as a controlling person like myself, I wanted to take control of all of the movement that was going to happen for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Right there with you. And then on the other side of the spectrum, is there anything people should be mindful of?
Yes. I think that feeling like I was talking about of like when you're feeling like, "Oh my gosh, I just wanna blow my life up. I just wanna burn something down." Don't just do something for the drama. Don't
Hmm.
just burn a bridge to watch it burn. Firehorse can really make destruction feel liberating, which is good, but burnt bridges are burnt bridges.
Yeah.
So it's like that impulsivity, you might end up spending years rebuilding what you could have just been transforming over periods of time. So just think about like if you're about to make a major decision, ask yourself the question, is this me being brave or is this me running away and doing it fast? Is this me lighting a match and just like hoping for an explosion that I don't get the consequences of. So just watch for acting from like fear that might be disguised as being bold. They can feel really similar in your body.
Interesting. I love the picturesque language you're using today. My frazzled mind is having a heyday. There's a movie happening in my mind right now. I love that.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, that's kind of part of it, right? Like the fire horse illuminates, it ignites. It's like even my that your sacral chakra is your movement and like this energetic center of creativity. And so I'm even feeling it. I'm feeling the creativity and like the visualization of just like it's boom, it's all happening.
I love that. And since you mentioned the chakras, what kind of practices can people do to stay grounded during the fireworks year? Oh my God, I went out of air right there.
I actually did too. That's so funny. We're even like moving so fast we can't catch our breath.
Yes.
A really great practice, and honestly, Melly, you're gonna be so much better at this than I am. Get up for the sunrise, go and just be in the sunrise, feel the sun on your body, on your face, do some movement, some stretching, even like some shaking therapy can kind of help or tapping. That would be a really good practice just to be started with. And I would embrace the sun at every chance I could, get up for the
Mm.
sunrise, stay up for the sunset, try and be outside, try and be in the presence of energy, try to embrace your energy when it happens. I mean, you're going to go through these waves. And when you're in a huge energetic moment, there's also going to be moments of like, I need to I need to sleep and hibernate. So do that too. Just like listen to your body. But when you are feeling that restlessness, go move.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what? Here in LA, at least, the sun has gotten the memo. I mean, we have a heat wave right now. The sun is so strong. And involuntarily, because of my work, I start working super early. I do see the sunrise every day from my office, and it's gorgeous. Like, it's just pretty. And then with Peanut being in the park later in the evening, because it's so damn hot here, we have to go later. We also see the sunset. So it's just very true what you just said. It's amazing. It's like, you can look into my mind or something.
You're so aligned. I mean, and I think that so many people would do well to take a note from you of just being intuitive with your own schedule and circadian rhythm and um like listen to your body, listen to your needs, listen to your dog companion, like you've got such a good example for people to look at. And then just as a general rule, sleep on any major decision. Like give it a 24-hour rule before you go end your relationship or quit your job because hey, you may be ready to quit your job, but they could be laying you off and giving you severance tomorrow. So just chill.
Right. That's a very good point. Yeah. What personally excites you for this upcoming year? I know you work on so many different projects. Is there anything that really sticks out?
It's interesting. I think if you'd asked me that a couple months ago, I probably would have a different answer. I'm still so excited about my work professionally, and I need to get back into some of the passion projects. Like I know last time we spoke, I had mentioned that I was working on the vibe quotient, and taken just such a back seat to some of my other professional work, which is okay. But I also think that I'm having a bit of a renewed need to like focus on my family and my own personal development and personal growth. And I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to do
Mhm.
meditation. I'm going to try and get myself to go to more Pilates classes or get up for the sunrise and do some yoga outside. Typically, when my body starts telling me that that's what I need, I'm like, okay, maybe the professional stuff is just going to come. It's just going to happen. And I need to trust that, that'll happen. We've got, Jupiter in Cancer right now, which for me personally is huge because it's my Jupiter return, and Jupiter
Oh,
is
nice.
big planet of expansion and growth. And so, that need to be seen or validated, I'm like, I don't really know which direction I need to be seen and validated, but I'm just going to trust that my intuition is telling me the right direction to go.
Oh my God, I love that for you. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And let's talk about the bitch besties for a second. If there is one message you want them to take away from our conversation, what would it be?
Okay. Bitch besties. If there's anything that you've been thinking about starting or changing or leaving behind, the fire horse is not going to let you keep pretending that you're not ready. This is the year to find out what you are actually made of, which is star stuff, by the way. And you may as well decide on purpose. So if you're down to let things just happen to you, by all means. But if you want some control over your future, then it's time to take the fire horse by the reins.
Oh my God, I love that. Bitch besties, get to it. Chop, chop. And which day is the day I buy my lottery ticket? No, just kidding.
If I knew that, then we would be in a really good place.
You wouldn't be here. Amazing, Molly. I love it so much. ChatGPT also wants to talk to you and prepared some fun questions for us. The first question is, if the snake year was about strategy, what would you say the fire horse year is about in one sentence?
The fire horse year is really about finally doing that thing that you spent all of last year getting honest enough with yourself to actually want.
I love that. Does fire horse energy mean people might finally stop tolerating other people's bullshit?
Yeah, fire horse cannot be arsed. It has no time for it. It is just like it's gonna move on. The snake maybe would have observed you being insufferable and like file it away for later, but the horse is just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out.
I love that. That's more my energy. That's more my vibe. I love that. And ChatGPT/David, I call him David. He also wants to know, is Melly a fire horse type of personality?
Okay, I love this question because looking back at your chart, so you actually have your MC or your midheaven up in Leo, which is the sign of the lion, the performer. It's about having leadership from a place that is very heart led and heart driven. So your mission, Melly, is fire. It is. It totally makes sense for you. Not only that, but you have Scorpio rising. So your Scorpio
Mhm.
that means that you're going to arrive with like depth and intensity, and you have full awareness of what's going on in the situation. So you already can like read the room before you're talking, which is amazing. That Scorpio rising is like how you get there. That Leo midheaven is where you're going, which is so exciting to be in this fire horse year. The destination is truly like visibility for you.
I
Um,
love that.
but again, you're a water dog. So you're loyal, intuitive, and strategic, and there's a calmness to you. That said, your chart says you're really built for a fiery destination. And so this year is a very activating year for you. The caution that you might be feeling because of your Scorpio rising just needs to take a little bit of a back seat because Leo the sun, the lion, is going to be pulling you forward towards visibility. So when you get an offer that sounds a little scary and a little too big, you better say yes.
That's insane. That's insane. Molly, that was spot on. I absolutely love that. Like, I feel so seen. That's incredible. I've chills just from what you're saying. Amazing. And we want to keep this to a very short episode. But before I let you go, as always, I have some fun games that David prepared for us. Are you ready?
So ready.
The first game is called Fire Horse or Just Chaos. So I'm going to give you a statement and you decide whether it's Fire Horse energy, as you describe bold, transformative action energy, or is it pure chaos or like bad decision energy?
Okay.
Okay, the first one being quitting your job with no backup plan because you feel called to something else.
Oof. I'm going to say fire horse if you spent last year like quietly thinking about or building something, or maybe that thing that you're feeling called to has at least a little bit of a foundation. Um, but if this is like just off the rails, like just has come up, it could be a little bit chaotic, but I have a good feeling about that.
I like that. Next one is booking a one-way ticket to another country.
Fully fire horse. It's just a sign of movement. I would also like say, okay, what country, how does it align with your astrocartography? That's something that you can look at too. But with the horse being a movement sign, that means momentum, having courage, taking action. And if you have that sentiment of like, I'll just figure it out when I land, then the Knight of Wands is saying like book the flight.
I love that. Finally telling someone what you really think after months of holding it in.
Oh, I love that one. So fire horse. Fire horse is going to burn away that like fear and politeness that we really hold on to in other years. Because maybe in the year of the snake, you've just been observing and you're finally like, what have I got to lose? It's not being impulsive if you have thought about it.
Ooh, okay. Starting a business during a Mercury retrograde.
Hard pass. No, thank you. That is chaotic. Mercury retrograde is a time where you need to be reviewing and revising and revisiting your plans. I would not recommend signing contracts or launching during a Mercury retrograde. Even accepting a job offer during a Mercury retrograde, I would like wait until the Mercury goes direct, because it's a different energy and it means that it's that forward momentum again. And who knows, if you wait a minute, they might actually make your offer a little higher.
Ooh, that's good advice too. Cutting off a toxic friend after years of tolerating their bullshit.
Eek, that's fire horse. That is backed up by that preparation of the year of the snake. And you spent time observing, like you're over it by now. And now is the time to really act. And if you didn't cut that person out last year during the year of the snake, then they're going to give you a good reason to this year.
That's funny. I cut people off last year. So I guess that was just on
But
point with that. Oh my God. And here's our favorite topic. Remember how we first met? Yeah. Getting bangs after a breakup.
listen, I love a bang, okay? I feel like the fire horse is saying that bangs are always right for you and you just needed permission to do it. If you've been because you probably thought about it before. And even if you didn't, it's just hair and it grows out. So just do it.
I love it. I love it. All right. The second game I have for you, snake year versus fire horse year. And I'm going to give you a scenario and you decide which energy it belongs to. Okay. Snake, once again, just for the bitch besties, strategy, patience, observation, and fire horse, action, bold moves, and momentum. Okay. So the first one is spending months quietly planning your next move.
Oh, that has snake year written all over it. That's like building inside of you. You're gathering information, you're observing, you're figuring out the strategy. That is all what the snake year is all about. And it was perfect for it last year. And so maybe you spent those months planning. Oh, my dog, sorry.
That's okay. He wants to say hi to Peanut.
You spent all that time planning, and this year it's going to happen no matter what. So you might as well take advantage of all of that planning.
Love that. Launching something, even if it's not perfect yet.
I'd say fire horse, even if it's not perfect. I mean, the fire horse is like waiting for no one. So, maybe you did get it to a certain point with the snake, but it's not about perfection this year. It's just about saying, I'm ready to go.
Love it. Taking time to observe people before trusting them.
Oh, snake year. You got to take that time. You got to observe. You got to lay in wait and really understand the foundational work that a friendship or relationship needs.
Gotcha. Making a dramatic life pivot.
Again, this year, the year of the fire horse, that's going to be the year for it. If you didn't do it already, it's going to happen to you against your will.
Trusting your instincts over logic.
I would say that is definitely fire horse too. Like logic is a little bit more of the strategy of the year of the snake. Horse is about like body wisdom. It's like, I don't know why I want to do this thing, but I just want to do it.
Mm, gotcha. And the last one for this game, sitting back and gathering information.
That is definitely year of the snake. So like it's not to say that you can't gather more information during the year of the fire horse. It's just that you're just stalling. You're just stalling and you probably got the necessary information already last year during the year of the snake.
Gotcha. This next game is perfect for you, and I can't wait to play this with you. ChatGPT/David has come up with this game called Fire Horse Advice Hotline. So it's the Molly Fire Horse Advice Hotline. I love it so much. So I present the bitch besties with dilemmas, and you give Fire Horse advice, pretty much. Okay, Molly, welcome to the Fire Horse Advice Hotline. Someone hates their job but feels scared to quit. What advice would you give them?
I would say the fire horse says, "Don't be scared. Just do it." Now, however, I'm going to caveat that because again, if you're scared to quit, it's like ask yourself the question, why are you scared to quit? What is it that you're worried about? Not having stability? Again, the fire horse might make the decision for you and like getting severance is always a good idea. So, I have a little bit of a double mind there. Do the thing when it feels right, but don't be scared. You're going to land.
Mm, love it. Someone wants to start a creative project but keeps procrastinating.
Oh my gosh, this one I'm like taking so personally. It's the time. Now is the time, especially because that fire horse energy is so creative and like creation driven. Um, you use that inner fire that you have and use the fire horse energy to align because this is such a perfect time for it. And I'm literally telling myself that in the mirror right now. Just go do it.
Love it. Someone feels stuck in a relationship that no longer feels right.
Oh, girl, leave him. Get out of here. Firehorse says, get out of here. Firehorse says, burn that bridge. It doesn't feel right. It's not for you anymore. Your knight of wands is waiting outside the door.
Yeah, bye, bitch. Love it. Someone wants to move cities but is afraid to start over.
Oh my God. Don't be afraid to start over. This is the perfect year to do it. This is a perfect year to go to a new place, to completely start over. Even if you didn't spend a ton of time figuring it out last year, if you're feeling the itch, it's because your body is telling you it's time.
Oh my God, I love that so much. I wish there was an actual Molly Firehorse hotline. I'll probably call daily. So, Molly, today is this. I love it so much. I want to keep this episode. I can talk. See, I mentioned that earlier. I want to keep this episode short and sweet because we're going to record a double episode, which I'm super excited about. We have some really exciting topic coming up. So the bitch besties can look forward to next week to hear the next episode. But for now, Molly, please tell my bitch besties again where they can find you, where they can book you, where they can follow you, and what they can expect when they follow you. What is your content?
Yes. What you can expect when you follow me on TikTok at Her Sharpness is basically a whole lot of craziness. I mean, it could be just picture or just videos of my kids' playroom. It could be me talking about meditation or the secret lives of Mormon wives. You never know. But if you're looking for any assistance in implementing AI or automation or just figuring out what your role or organization or yourself needs to feel really aligned with your true purpose, you can find me at workforceenergetics.com or Molly at workforceenergetics.com to email me.
I love that. Bitch besties, go follow Molly. She makes it sound like her content is crazy. It's really not. It's really enjoyable. A lot of people like it. And I can just highly recommend to follow her at Her Sharpness.
Her Sharpness,
Her
yes.
Sharpness. Exactly. Molly, thank you so much for coming on. I love this episode. Bitch besties, let's hear from you guys. Let me know what your fire horse energy is, what you're looking forward to this year, or if you have a crazy life-changing story. I mean, please, I need to know that. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week. Bye, bitch besties. Thanks, bitch besties, for listening. Make sure to follow us at the Judgy Bitch Pod. And hey, spread the word. Tell your friends, your ex, your dog walker. We'd love the support. Want to be part of the show? DM us your feedback, hot takes, or unapologetic opinions. We just might read them on air. And don't forget to follow, rate, and review the pod. See you next week. Cheers, bitches.